Welcome to a special episode of Have You Heard? This is going to be the first for the channel, as today, instead of looking at a game, we're going to be looking at a game engine. First though, some history. 2003, the year of Avril Lavigne, Peter Pan and King of Fighters 2003. Why these three things? Well, because these two constantly come up in a 2003 Google search, but King of Fighters because it's the series that helped create the game engine known as openBOR. An independent development team known as C-Now Team create a fan game called Beats of Rage by taking characters and resources from the King of Fighters series. They didn't expect a lot of people to play it, but by 2006 the game had been downloaded over 1 million times and ported to many consoles. With it being a PC game originally, mods were inevitable, and the game was opened up to new possibilities. Enter developer Kirby 2000, who obtains the code and licensing permission from C-Now Team to develop an open game engine of Beats of Rage. The result was openBOR. Now, anyone with the know-how can create their own side-scrolling beat-em-up game, and there's a metric fuck ton of them. Some are good, some are bad, some average, and some are just goddamn great. Those are what we're going to be looking at today though. Best part, you can get the engine and these games for free. Links to the games featured in this video down below. I'm going to show you, however, 3 of my favourite games to play on openBOR. Let's get straight into it and look at the first one. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. This game is very pretty and brilliantly made. All of these hand-drawn sprites and backgrounds are such good quality. For me, it's always a good sign when you can tell there's been a lot of love put into something from the very first glance at it. The game is a 4-player co-op beat-em-up where you play as the forces of good and evil to take down a mutual threat. I've never watched the cartoon, but I do recognise some of the playable characters. You can play as He-Man himself, She-Ra, Battle Cat, Man-at-Arms, Ginger Lady, Armoured Dwarf, Floating Midget, Falcon Woman, ooh, Evil Lyn, I know that one, yeah, Skeletor, yeah, Other Kitty, and special guest, Lion-O. You can even change their colour palette to be more personalised, and with a numerous selection of characters, you can make your own dream team. Once you select your characters, you're given a brief synopsis of the story. Hordak has sent his army into Eternia and is planning to steal the diamonds that give the people of Eternia their strength, and it's up to you to stop him. The level select acts like an open world. You point your sword over where you want to go and enter by clicking on it. The flashing icons take you to levels where you have to fight your way to the end. The moving green ones take you to versus arenas where you can fight your friends, and the map is so huge you've got a fair amount to do. Once you're in a level, you and your team will fight various enemies from the cartoon. The controls are very simple and responsive, a punch button and a jump button, but there are also moves you can do by using combos like water circle forward and punch. I only figured out one move though. There may be a lot more moves you can do, but any others I did were completely by accident. The levels themselves are basic in design, but that's not a bad thing. A lot of 2D planes with some obstacles in your way to destroy. Some levels also have platforming elements in them, though from what I played, they don't tend to get much further than moving platforms. Other levels may feature a boss at the end, which is sometimes just a bigger version of a standard enemy. The combat is quick and constant. You do get the feeling of being powerful by smashing your way through multiple opponents at once, and it's very satisfying. A minor problem though, is that for a lot of characters their moves are the same. Each character does have some moves that are visually unique, but most of them do look the same. You have a sword, why are you punching? Other characters like Battle Cat are limited to a singular move, which can take away from the experience. But if you can look past that, this game is pretty solid and definitely worth a play. Let's move on to another childhood cartoon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza. Taking inspiration from the original cartoon and the NES games, Rescue Palooza takes the best of both and makes a great game out of them. Another 4-player co-op game which allows you to play as one of the 4 original turtles. The beginning of the game puts you into a tutorial. Master Splinter tells you how to play the game, while he sends boxing bots to fight you. You have an attack combo, a charge attack, a jump with a long jump, a flying kick, a secret technique which is basically a small jumping attack, a throw, and a special attack. Once the level finishes, we get a cutscene explaining the plot. Shredder has kidnapped everyone the Turtles know, and the Turtles set out to save them. Like He-Man, the game has an overworld, but this time it functions like the classic NES game. You walk around the map choosing a level and you can play them in any order. You're also able to choose your turtle before each level too. Each of the turtles have the same moveset, but their special and secret move are different. Levels are a straight line, beat up anything that isn't you style of play. Allies and enemies both old and new appear in levels that are sure to tickle your nostalgia. At the end of every level is at least one boss. Their degree of difficulty depends on who they are, but most are fairly easy to deal with. At the end of every level you unlock more characters to play as, and there's a total of 60 to get. So there's going to be a lot of levels with a lot of variety, and more chances to make the perfect team, like Michelangelo and an overweight middle-aged man, Rocksteady and a rabbit, or what about Man-Fly and a bipedal shark? Whatever you decide, you're going to enjoy this game. Michelangelo, your thoughts? So far we've looked at 2 cartoon games, but let's look at our third game and make the jump from cartoon to comic book. Marvel First Alliance 2 by Vitor, who also has a YouTube channel, so show some love. This game is amazing. Handcrafted sprites, well thought out mechanics, numerous features, insane attention to detail, and a lot of passion has gone into this game, and I love it. Let's start with the story mode, which is told to you through cutscenes. Red Skull is devising a plot to threaten the world and has teamed up with other villains to carry it out. The Fantastic Four, Avengers and X-Men are called in to fight Whirlwind, who's causing havoc in the city. There are a total of 54 characters, but you don't get to play as all of them straight away. Each of the characters has their own stats, moves, super moves, costumes, and pretty cool special features. For example, some characters like the Hulk will have more than one form. He will start out as the Hulk but will revert to Bruce Banner if he takes too much damage. You can tell if a character has this feature by the second row of stats on the status panel. The game starts with you beating up some thugs while getting to grip with the controls. You have a button to attack, jump, block, fly if you can, and perform super moves as long as you have a full blue bar. You can combine these buttons to do other moves like running and jump attacks, and inputting combos like quarter circle forward lets you do other special moves. Progressing through the level, Ant-Man will give you a tutorial while finding pickups. You can find Marvel logos which allow you to perform a random attack with a random character. Stan Lee can be picked up for extra lives, red orbs and medkits fill your life bar, and blue orbs fill your MP bar. You can also find these radios which call in reinforcements to help you fight. Who it is depends on what team your superhero is from though. For example, Black Widow will call in a SHIELD agent to assist in the fight. In a nice attention to detail, Jubilee can't use the radio or she breaks it, as her power breaks the electronic equipment. Every level features at least one boss, and a number of bosses will be recognisable to fans both casual and hardcore. They have their own attacks and animations, so they're not just lazy reskins of a common enemy. Levels are also sometimes made up of several segments. After we defeat Whirlwind, we get into the bank to beat up what's left of the Hydra goons. It also swaps to a flat 2D movement, unlike the last area which allowed us to move in all directions. The game has a variety of stage types, some purely 2D, some with 8-way movement, and some even allow flying segments. These flying levels are cool because every character has a different way of flying. Some actually fly while using their powers, while others use a vehicle of some kind. It's so great to see the lore being taken into account in this game. As the levels go on, more of the plot is revealed and you can unlock new characters to use. Not all characters are available for every level, but the selection you will have is satisfying. Also, new hazards like off-screen snipers start to appear, as well as new enemies and environments. There's so much to this game I haven't played yet, and people who have played this say it's taken them at least 3 hours to finish. That's a lot of time to have fun. And if you want to practice your moves and decide who's best for you, you can go to the Danger Room and try out every single feature that the characters have, from super moves to who they're calling on the radio. It's all so lovingly made and well done. I can't stress how much I really like this game. I would definitely recommend this game, and it's my favourite of the 3 in this video. The graphics are amazing, the mechanics are solid, it's lore-rich and non-stop action for up to 4 friends. As I said earlier, all these games can be found below in the description box. So, now you've heard of openBOR, would you try any of these games? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching everyone, and remember, you're always welcome at the Spectrum.